You're a very busy woman, and you also, in addition to campaigning, you're a volunteer.
You're right.
Where do you have time? Tell me what you do.
I do a lot of volunteering. There's kind of two different areas that I volunteer in. I do a lot of work with the State Bar of New Mexico.
I think that's where I saw you.
Right, that's probably true. Yes. So as I said, my family is all in the legal profession. Lots of lawyers in my family, and so it's really important to me that the profession be perceived well, and that I do whatever I can to make sure that it's a good, honorable profession. So with the State Bar, I am a member of the Ethics Advisory Committee. I chair that committee. I've chaired it for about the last 8 years.
Wow, I want to hear about that committee.
So that committee is a committee that is formed to give ethics advice to lawyers who have ethical dilemmas. If you are concerned that you might be violating or could potentially violate an ethical obligation to a client, they can write to us and say, this is my problem, how do you think I should try and fix it? Or what do you think I should do? And we will give them our best opinion as to what we think they should do. I'm also a member of the Supreme Court's disciplinary board. The Supreme Court appointed me to the board to sit in cases when lawyers get in trouble, when lawyers are charged with violating.
Is it like the judicial standards?
It's the lawyer version of judicial standards. So if a lawyer has been accused of violating an ethical obligation to a client, stealing money from a client, not doing what
attorneys don't do that.
I hope that they don't. Sadly, I've seen a few situations where that has happened. So I sit on that commission, and we hear these cases, and we're kind of the appellate level. We're kind of the court of appeals of the disciplinary process. There's a trial level, then there's an appellate level, and that's where I sit and hear the appeals of these disciplinary proceedings, and then if the parties don't like the result, they appeal that to the Supreme Court. So I've been doing that for several years. I also am a member of the Board of Bar Commissioners, which is like the board of directors for the State Bar, and I've been doing that for 5 or 6 years. So I've got that side of the volunteering that I do, but I also do a lot of public volunteering. I was on the board of directors for the New Mexico Museum of Natural History Foundation. We did a lot of putting programs together for New Mexico kids, educational programs, science and natural history programs for New Mexico kids. We brought the Titanic exhibit to New Mexico. We do things like that. It was very cool. So those are the kinds of things that I've done. I've also, excuse me, one of the crazier things I've done is I raised some money for Special Olympics and rappelled down a 16-story building, which was a little bit crazy. Yeah, some people asked me that.
Was it? I mean, it would be fun. Right now I have a broken arm held together, so I don't think I would do that anymore.
You know, it was kind of an amazing opportunity because it's something that's terrifying, but when you're done, you feel like you've really accomplished something because you've conquered that fear. But, you know, even beyond that, it's Special Olympics.
And you raised money.
Special Olympics is an amazing organization. I have a sister who has autism, and so Special Olympics is just, you know, they're the gold standard. They do amazing things for people, for special needs individuals.
You're an amazing person. I mean, just getting to know you, that's, you know, this is Santa Fe. We're the capital.
Yeah.
And Albuquerque is, you know, it seems even though it's an hour away, you know, we don't
it's like a whole different world.
Yeah. We don't get to meet a lot of people that are on the ballot, and that's why, you know, we have this program so that we can let our residents, citizens, voters know what exactly you do and how we hold you accountable to those standards of these positions, and they can make a better decision.
And I think that's so important, that they have the opportunity to see the people that they may vote for. So.
And the election is November 8th.
It's November 8th.
We'll both be on the ballot. I'm lucky.
Yes,
I'm unopposed, and
that's
so that's
wonderful.
You know, it's wonderful to be unopposed because you know you're going to.
I'm very jealous.
You're going to get me for another 4 years.
Yeah,
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, and then, if you get elected, that you will be able to be there for 8 years and not have to worry. So then I'll be jealous.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
It is a long time, and so it's nice not to have to think about an election. So I do appreciate that part of it.
It gives you a lot of time to
actually do the work that the people have elected you to do, which is wonderful. Yeah.
Exactly. So what else would you say that you're doing on the campaign trail that's, how are you reaching out to people?
I've been pretty much every corner of the state already.
What's that like?
It's amazing. It really is.
People are probably very receptive to you.
People have been so nice, and it's really interesting because this was doing a statewide election was a really scary thing for me. I was I didn't know what to expect, and I'm not the most outgoing, friendly person. I'm kind of shy, and so I thought, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? But it's been amazing. I've met so many wonderful people, and as I've said, I've met so many people that know my family and have stories to tell about my family. Even in Roswell, I was in Roswell, and I was talking to a couple, and they told me, oh, we knew your grandfather. We used to live in Taos. So I thought, wow, that's just amazing.
And it works out perfect.
Yeah, and it's just
because they know your credibility and your family's credibility.
Right. What other opportunity do you have as a New Mexican to go out and meet all of the people that we stand shoulder to shoulder with, that we rub elbows with every day? It's an amazing opportunity. It really is a gift.
And then you're probably getting to know those parts of the state that you didn't know existed.
Right.
Little small towns.
Right. And so places that, I'm a lifelong resident of New Mexico, and I don't think I'd ever been to Fort Sumner before, but now I can say I have. So that's been pretty fantastic.
Interesting. Did you go when you were in Roswell to the museums there? I didn't
make it to the museums, so I'll have to make another trip to get down there and do that.
But you're sure making the parades, because I saw you in the Santa Fe Fiesta parades.
I think we've done somewhere between like 12 and 15 parades this summer.
Did you do the State Fair parade?
We did the State Fair parade. It was super windy, but there were so many people out there, which was great.
That's how hard we try when we want to get elected, to reach out, to get support, so you can get qualified people, good people in office. And I think that's more important in this day, that we need to pay attention to who we elect, and we really need to get out and vote. Look what's happening, in the national news. Personally, I wonder, do you really care to know my health and my personal history? And someone has a mishap on camera, and they criticize this poor woman. And just, your lives are exposed. But I don't think that's a topic that is so important or critical right now.
It's rough because different things are important to different people, and so when you sign up for this,
you're an open book.
You kind of are, and you don't really know what people are going to want to know about you. So it's really kind of an interesting thing to put yourself out there that way.
And I think the same thing with the state. These poor kids. You're an attorney, and these poor kids. What's going on? Why is this happening? I know if I was, school teacher, you ask the kids. You have to figure a way to, find out what's going on in their little lives. Yeah. And with what happened recently, that is just horrible.
Yeah. Is
that some type of case you would get if?
The Court of Appeals does do cases involving CYFD and children's issues. So yeah, that's exactly the kind of case that we would get.
It's so inappropriate, so inhumane, and
it's really hard to read the paper sometimes these days.
And you see it every day, and you just can't comprehend what could get in somebody's mind to do something so horrible.
But you and I sign up for this to try and make those situations better, and try and fix them in any way that we can. So. And
it certainly needs fixing. There's got to be a way.
Yeah.
And then there's the death penalty back on the, and so that's also
another big issue that's going to be a topic of conversation here
real soon.
Right.
So before we wrap up, what would you like to tell the listeners, the viewers, the people watching, about yourself. You've got a couple minutes to,
Right.
you know, say who, you know, what you, how compassionate you are. You really are.
Well, I am very passionate about this race, and you know, I have a lot of good legal experience to offer to the people of the state of New Mexico. I've been practicing law for 23 years. I've been representing mostly individual New Mexicans and small New Mexico small businesses, you know, small construction companies, small escrow companies. And so that's really been the focus. I've really committed my career to representing New Mexicans and New Mexico small businesses. And as I said, I'm very, very passionate about this profession and making sure that this profession is set up in a way that it's really helping people. And I've shown that through my commitment to the ethics work that I've done with the State Bar and with the Supreme Court. And I really, really want to continue that work and continue to use my experience on the New Mexico Court of Appeals. I love this state. I'm, you know, a lifelong resident of this state. I couldn't wait to get back to this state when I went away for a little while. And so I really, really want to do everything that I can to contribute to the well-being of New Mexico and New Mexicans. And I would appreciate any support that I can get out there to do that.
On November 8th.
On November 8th, which is coming up really quickly.
I know. I liked what you said about, you know, you couldn't wait to get back, because we lose a lot of our talent to, you know, better paying jobs and that kind of thing. So it's.
And I really think that the people who leave would rather be here. I really do. I couldn't wait to get back. I had, you know, opportunities to go lots of different places after college, but I wanted to be here. And
you even ended up in your own neighborhood.
I did. I didn't go far at all. So yeah, I just really think that it's important to give back to this community and make it the best place that we can make it be.
Well, that's wonderful. And again, I just, getting to know you has been awesome, and I consider you know, just a very astute, smart woman who, you know, has a bright future. Wish you all the luck.
Thank you. I really appreciate your time, and I really appreciate your audience taking the time to get themselves informed before the election.
And, you know, if you ever want to come back and we can do this, we're ongoing. We'll probably be doing this forever. I don't know, because I think it's important, again, to educate the voters, let them know. And what's more important is to get the voters to the polls. And no excuses. Hopefully it won't be snowing that day, you know. But you can start voting early on, what day is that, the 11th?
Early voting starts on October 11th. So
there's no excuse.
You have almost a whole month to get out there and vote. And please exercise your right.
That's important.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're going to be complaining, and I think it's critical that we pay attention to who we elect from here on out on all ballots across the board, on all positions across the board. So with that, again, I'll thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And happy Balloon Fiesta season, and good luck. And so if you'd like to appear on our program, give me a call at 827-4533. Thank you.